Hello, 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 hello. I don't like this lighting. It's making my face look really, really oily, and I do not appreciate that. How's everyone doing? Oh, there's so much going on today. I'm sorry. I'm looking. I'm paying attention. I'm being engaged. I thought there's just so much stuff. Why is there so much stuff going on today? Just lots and lots and lots and lots. Just trash going on today. All right, y'all. Welcome to our August. Hi, Ryan. We are here for our August comic book club. We read, hey, Steffi, we read 2 volumes of manga, Cat and Gamer Volume 1, and then Cat and Gamer Volume 2. Gonna go ahead and keep it a $1.50 with y'all. I will not be continuing this series, but I would love to know what you all rated it. For me, Volume 1 and Volume 2 were both 3-star reads. Not horrible. They weren't horrible books, not in the least bit, but I stand by the fact that I believe that I have yet to read a cat manga besides Cat Massage Therapy, that really has pulled me in. I think because whenever I read cat manga, I'm always looking for more plot. And I feel like that's just never what we get. I feel like we definitely are focused on the cuteness and the lovey-dovey parts of cats, which, if you're a cat person, this is for you, but not necessarily for me. And you know what? I think I realized too, because I'm obsessed with warriors, I can't look at cats. I cannot look at cats the same way. Uh, yeah, I definitely can see that. Cute and cozy. I definitely like, I think that I, if that was what I really, really enjoyed, I could appreciate it more. Um, but I think that just the kind of the day in, day out of a human enjoying a cat, as I said, the only exception to that is cat massage therapy. That's like literally the only exception to that thing for me, where I was okay with the narrative being focused on the cats, which the cats talked in that one too. And they provide a massage company for stressed out employees, probably because I resonate with the stressed out employee type of thing. Um, but I'm like you, Jess. Like, I think I needed more to happen. And I'm not I used to be a huge gamer back in the day, like PS1 gamer, Game Boy Color gamer, Nintendo 64. Um, but I haven't in a while. And so I think also I wasn't that invested in the game elements of it the way that I think I wanted it to be. That was funny. And there was this one panel where like the I even forgot. I got so used to her calling the person who worked at the pet store shopkeeper that she said her name at one point, but I could never get the name to stick because she constantly was calling her shopkeeper. And so in my head, she too was just shopkeeper and nothing beyond that. Um, that was some added energy to it. McCalla and series that I'm gonna tap out after one. I must admit that reading volume 2 was definitely a slog after reading volume 1, especially because at that point I realized that not much was going to happen, right? I did kind of like the subplot of like, trying to figure out like doing the social media thing and, her coworker trying to figure that like who she was, but who ran the social media account. Like that was interesting, but I think that this is one of those series where mileage is going to vary depending upon what your expectations are going into it. I think for me, kind of knowing that cat manga just may not be my thing unless there is a really structured plot on under it, like that I know that just I probably should stay away from it. But I think if you like cute and cozy and not there doesn't have to be much going on, I think that this would work for a lot of readers. That's true, Ryan. Like, if you go with low expectations, I think you would really, really enjoy this one. And like I said, it wasn't bad. It wasn't poorly written. I really did enjoy the artwork. I love the cute pictures of the cat, not gonna lie. I'm allergic to cats, but I think cats are the cutest things. If I wasn't allergic, I definitely would be a cat person. But I love the artwork, the paneling of the cat, especially the panels in which she was taking pictures of the cat and like we kind of got that final image whenever she was able to get a picture. I think the artwork was beautiful, and it definitely captured that cuteness, the cuteness, the feistiness, the just all together all over the place characteristics that you would see in a kitten. So I love the artwork, but I think I wanted more. I'm also a plot person when it comes to manga as a whole. Um, and it's not to say that I don't enjoy slice of life, um, like day in, day out, but for this, it literally just didn't, there was nothing to it. But also, like, not going in and expecting it to be amazing is kind of like, okay, well, I definitely could see the appeal. It just is, it's one of those situations where you read a manga that's not bad, it's just not for you. And I think that's kind of where that came in for me is that it's not bad. It's not horrible. Um, it wasn't horrible writing. It wasn't horrible artwork. It wasn't horrible placement of text. Like it just was not for me. And that's okay. I mean, um, compared to some of the other things that we've read this year, y'all, I think just maybe it was you and I were talking about it. Like this year has been a huge year of misses. I don't think we've ever missed this much in comic book club, ever. Like ever. We've never missed this much, but we're missing this year. We are. The art was absolutely adorable. Absolutely adorable. I think you would like some slice of life, Jess. I think you just need slice of life where there's a little bit more drama. Um, I would say drama. It's just a little bit more going on. Like one slice of life it's a Yuri title. She loves to cook, she loves to eat. I think that one for me is slice of life, but it has some tension to it, and definitely there is meat to the plot. So there is slice of life that is really, really good, but I think that the cute, cozy, we're just goo goo gaga over cats is not gonna be it's not gonna be for me. Yeah, it's not Clementine. Did we read Clementine this year, or was that last year? That was last year, right? We read Clementine? Had to be, because volume 4 or 3, volume 3 came out this year, and I said, "Absolutely not." As a matter of fact, somebody at work had asked me about it. I was like, "Mm-mm, nope, I'm not picking up Clementine." I don't know, like, this year has been a very dud year. I feel like this has been a year too where it's been harder to kind of have conversations surrounding the work because, for example, in this one with the manga, like, how much can you really talk about this, right? Considering that each volume was under, at least on Hoopla from the page count I was looking at, each volume is under 200 pages. A lot of the pages were just full panels of like artwork. There's not a plot, there's not character development, really. So then it's like, if you're having a book club, like, what do you talk about? What are you supposed to talk about? Um, I don't know. It's just something about this year that has not been great. Um, I don't know. I think there were a lot of just duds, and it's super unfortunate too because it's not like a lot of these too this year, like I've never read before, and we're just going off of cover and synopsis and maybe some familiarity with creator. But with that being said, it's kind of like, what do you do? I mean, now I just kind of want to go through the selections for this year and be like, goodness gracious, like, hold on. Let's see if I can find it, y'all. Why are you putting yourself through that though? Is this going to be a hate read? It's got to be a hate read. You can't tell me that's not a hate read. Okay. Y'all, why is it not? Huh. Okay, well, we did read Beneath the Trees where, um, I always get this wrong. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. That was a good one. We did good with that. February was New Masters. That wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best. March was Babysitters Club and Makers Club. I think those were pretty decent. April, Just Another Story. That was a good one too. You know what happened? I think when we hit May, we just kind of deteriorated. Because May is when we read Marvel vs. Craven. June is when we read The Marble Queen. Well, Us was good. I think we all enjoyed Us. And then Cat and Game. Since May, we've been having it's been a rough moment, I think. Beneath the Trees, probably, if I had to pick, and I know I'm veering off, but if I had to pick a favorite from this year's selections, it definitely would be Beneath the Trees. I think that is the best one that we've done so far. But also, to be fair, I had already read that last year. And so when I made that selection for January, I already knew. So I don't want to continue to pick selections that I think I don't want to continue to pick selections that I've read because I feel like that kind of ruins the experience. But almost it feels like I cannot be trusted. And then because we are very concerned about accessibility, Hoopla is the best way that we can go about things so that people are not having to worry about purchasing any materials for it. But I don't know, maybe next year, y'all let me know what you think. Those of you who are present, especially because a lot of you have been present, have been a part of this book club for years now. Um, how would y'all feel about next year being a situation where we collectively vote? Instead of Bree and I know Bree has her plate full right now. And I haven't yet run this by her. I haven't had a chance to run this by her yet. But I have been thinking about that and still us picking the selections, but collectively voting on what we want to read to get some more club member involvement, as opposed to us picking the books and then y'all just reading whatever we pick. I mean, I could be going about this the completely, and Bree may not agree with me on this one. I would definitely have to talk to her about it, but that is something that ran through my head. I don't know, maybe because I just feel like I don't feel comfortable, or not comfortable, I don't feel confident in our selection process. Because this year has been just like, and I feel like everybody's favorite is Beneath the Trees, and that's because I read it and I could vouch for it. I don't know. I feel like if we pick like 3 to 4 titles the month before and post a poll on YouTube or within the Discord, I feel like that might be a cool way to mix things up. Okay, I see that Marissa said, let's try voting, see what happens. Heavy said voting would be a cool way to mix things up. I think so. I'm just thinking about that because this book club is like 3.5 years old. At this point, we've been doing this for like 3.5, 4 years at this point. We've been doing it for a while. And so it might be interesting to kind of shake things up just a tad bit. But we'll see how that goes. And maybe having people throw in suggestions, throw in their hat for suggestions. I don't know. I'm just thinking of things here. None of this truly has to happen. But it's nice to see that at least 3 of y'all have said, let's try voting and see what happens and see where this thing will go. Okay. Like, I really don't. Is there anything else that y'all want to add about Cat and Gamer? I just feel like it. What else do you say about it? Like, what elements of this can you continue? And to be honest with you, I didn't even think about it till I started reading it this week, and I was like, huh, there's not really much to discuss. And I was like, just when I tell you, I literally was like, okay, we're gonna have this live show, and I have no idea what we're supposed to talk about. Like, what do we talk about? Because there's nothing there's nothing to talk about with this manga. Absolutely nothing. So with that being said, I'm not gonna hold y'all for the sake of holding y'all, especially because we all agreed that it's cute, it's cozy, it was nice, it was a good vibe. Some of us may continue, some of us may say, yep, not for me, and that is okay, and that is fine. Um, our next pick is the one that I am excited for. And y'all may knock my confidence down another peg, depending upon how feelings go about this one. But um, we are doing Poison Ivy, Volume 1, The Virtuous Cycle by G. Willow Wilson, which I really enjoy G. Willow Wilson as a writer. She did, I don't even have, I reorganized these shelves, and now I genuinely just don't know where anything is anymore. Like, I really don't. I don't know where anything is at this point, which, whatever, whatever. But she did Miss Marvel, and I really like her as a writer. I trust you, Willow Wilson, as a writer, and just as a heads up, I did read about, and we did Miss Marvel as a book club pick at one year. We did volumes 1 through 3, and then some of us went ahead and read like all 10 volumes of the series. I have read, I think, maybe 2 issues of what is this bind up. And I am a fan of it, but I don't know the conclusion of it or how the story does or does not all come together. I think you should be fine reading this without all of the context you need, to be honest with you. But we'll see. We'll see. This I think this one, and I'm going to double check really quick. I'm pretty sure that this came out. I can't remember if this is part of the, what is the thing with Bob called? It's not Rebirth. Infinite Frontier. I can't remember if it is or if it isn't. And I think it technically is wrapped up into it. I'm also sure that this is queer. If you did not know, Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn have had a relationship. I can't remember if what stage of their relationship they were in. Yeah, so it should be interesting. Hopefully. I can't remember if this is. I think maybe this is Out of Fear State. This might be Out of Fear State. So don't quote me on it. It's one of the two. It's either Future State, Fear State, Infinite Frontier. It's within that whole mesh of foolery. But we will be reading that for September. Just the first volume, although I think that. Sorry, I'm on Goodreads. There are 5 volumes, all by G. Willow Wilson. So if you're feeling kind of, I don't know, if you're feeling super powery and you want to read more, you can. I'm not going to make any promises that I will read more, only because 30 and 30 also takes place next month. So that might be too much of an ask of myself, depending upon what I'm doing for 30 and 30 and the million and one other things that I have going on. But with that being said, we're going to wrap it up here, y'all. We did the whole thing. We talked about the manga that you can't really talk about. And I will see y'all September 24th, because that is the last Wednesday of the month before we step into October. So September 21st, September 24th, same time, same place, unless anything changes. And I will see y'all in a month. Bye.